What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dirty Degens, and I am your degenerate host, Josh, for the evening. I've got a good show lined up for you. We've got Bitcoin setting a new all-time high. ETH is just about right there. And look, if we look right now, Bitcoin wants to do it again, but also much, much more. We got SUI, Solana, SEI, XRP, Cardano, what else? And a lot of meme coins too. So we've got a lot to get into tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Let's go ahead and dive right in, eh? Yeah, first I want to look at this because look, Bitcoin is pushing back up. It set up a new high at 123,698.75, and it did fall back down, but not very far. Not like the typical rejection that we see. It only fell down to basically 123 flat, and now it's come back up, pushing up there. So we very well could see 124,000 today, which would be amazing. But it's not just Bitcoin, because Ethereum is also working on setting a new all-time high. If we actually back it out to the day here, it'll pop up there for me. There we go. It's at $48,067. So currently we're at $4,765. So not too far off, about $100 away from a new all-time high for ETH. And man, that all-time high for ETH was set back in 2021. So it's a long time coming for ETH. Much overdue for sure. But the star of the show tonight is going to be SUI. I'm a big SUI bull. I love SUI. We can turn off some of these indicators here. Yeah, let's see. I forget where. Yeah, 530 is its all-time high. So we're still quite a bit off from the all-time high, but broke $4 again. Good to see. It had that strong rejection after it fell down last time. So would like to see this hold and continue to build. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because there's a lot of bullish and good things going on for SUI. First off, TVL back at all-time high. Had that big dip, you know, over here when we had the CETUS hack. And yeah, now so it's getting back up there, looking good, pressing all-time high. You've got a lot of big protocols building on there. DeLorean is up huge. I don't know about today, but I know that they got as low as like 10 million. And I think they popped to around like 80 or so. So good stuff. But what's really bringing a lot of this TVL suddenly to SUI is the Bitcoin liquidity that is being bridged over. So now you can interact with Bitcoin in different DeFi protocols on SUI just like that. So it's wrapped Bitcoin, of course, but still good stuff nonetheless. A lot of people do actually like that, especially people that want to dip their toes into a different ecosystem. They just like to move Bitcoin over, right? A lot of people like to do all their trading on chain. So that's how they operate. But the whole Bitcoin liquidity and Bitcoin DeFi and everything has been picking up a lot of steam across many ecosystems. So it was only due time before it hit SUI. And I think that it's going to bring a lot of attention indeed. But what's currently getting a lot of attention is the SUI ETF, because it currently is in the review period. Now, this was announced way back in May, but now it's in the review period. So soon here, we might be getting an announcement on that, which would be a big deal. Lately, I think Solana's futures ETF had like $200 million in volume in one day. And you know, so imagine what that could do for SUI. Granted, that I said futures, so that's not a spot ETF. We want spot ETFs, not future ETFs. But still, very good. Shows you there's an appetite for these altcoins, and that when it does happen for something like SUI, it's going to have a big impact in it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll keep you updated. And also, I don't want you to forget, I've got a lot of people asking me, how can they get SUI on a wallet? What do they have to do? What wallet can you use? Can you use Rabby? Can you use MetaMask? No, you can use Phantom. I use the Sweet wallet. Otherwise, there's Slush. There's a bunch of different wallets. But the easiest for you is probably going to be Phantom, because you probably already have it. So it's that simple. You just enable SUI and you're off to the races. So good stuff. Also, Lofi, you know, biggest meme on SUI, has a lot of things going on. Now, they were the first SUI project to actually launch on Kraken. Again, this was back in May, but I pulled that up to point that out. But they do announce here that they've got more sex listings coming, more partner engagements coming and another merch rollout and more airdrops. So the airdrops are good because that creates new holders and just gets more eyes on the ecosystem overall, right? So that's good. Definitely keep your eyes on Lofi. I'm a big fan. I like everything they're doing. And also, I didn't really new merch, sure, that's fine, but actually they do some sick merch. They actually do. So pretty cool. Now we have a lot of stuff to go over, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on everything. But Solana did recently crack $200 once again, so that's a big deal. It's been quite a while that's been under 200, and it fell as low as like 116, right? So quite a big dip there, up almost 2x in the course of like the last month and a half. I want to say, yeah, like month and a half, or maybe it didn't fall as low as I thought. Yeah, it didn't, but still not too shabby. Who's calling me? Okay. Yeah. As for Solana, though, TVL also climbing back up there to all-time high. Got a lot of bullish things going on Solana. That is for sure. I mean, look at all of this 1 month change for all these different protocols, up over 10% on every single one. A lot of them nearing 20% growth in the past month. So it shows you there's a lot of people onboarding to Solana. And not only that, it was just yesterday, I believe, that Circle minted $1 billion on Solana in just like the matter of a couple hours. So a ton of stablecoin volume is being moved onto Solana, and people are just ready, right? They're locked and loaded and ready to buy. So it's a good thing. Also, the Solana phone is out and it is being shipped. So if you're one of those people that ordered a Seeker phone, you might be getting it soon. The first one, obviously, had a big impact. A lot of people made a lot of money off of that too. There's a lot of airdrops, most notably Bonk, which I'm also going to bring up. But yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Let's see how they do with this one. Not too sure what to expect in terms of after the effect, but typically they are able to build quite a bit of hype out of this. So I'm sure they will. Now, Pump Fun, they obviously are the star of the show on Solana, right? And now they have their token. Their token is flying. It bottomed. Everybody was crying, and now it's flying. And they also just announced yesterday, or no, this is a couple days ago, that its new glass full foundation is going to actually be injecting liquidity into selected meme coins. Now, they don't say how these meme coins will be selected or anything. It could be nefarious. It could be fantastic. Probably not nefarious. Never. No, not Pump Fun. But still, that's a big deal for a lot of tokens that launch on Pump Fun. Getting the chance to get some backing from Pump Fun. I mean, because they've got a ton of money. So that would be massive. It's going to be really interesting to see how they work with that and what comes of it. Now, I did say I was going to bring up Bonk, and it's interesting because there's actually a corporation. We've got all these Bitcoin treasuries, the Ethereum treasuries. We've got a couple Solana treasuries. Well, now we have a Bonk treasury. They bought $25 million of Bonk to hold. Not only that, though, Safety Shot is the company that did it. They also acquired 10% of the revenue from Bonk.Fun. So that's an interesting little trade there. That's kind of cool. Bonk.Fun generated over $35 million in fees in July. So that's quite a bit. $3.5 million. I mean, they'll make that 25 million back in like a year if it stays at that rate. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good trade for them. Bonk.Fun has started to outpace Pump Fun quite a lot. So I think that's a pretty big deal for sure. Now, Say, I do want to talk about too, because Say is on the up and up. I love Say. I've been talking about Say for quite a while. So, and it's made some serious moves since what I think my last Say video was in July, or no, beginning of August. Yeah, I think it might have been somewhere down here. It was definitely under 30 cents. So it's had a good move. I think it's up like 12 or 13 cents. I'd have to go back and check. It doesn't matter. I forget what the all-time high is for Say. Oh, it's really high. Yeah, that's right. It went to like a couple dollars, or $1.45 or $1.14. Reading's hard. But SEI is also coming up on an all-time high for its TVL2, also due to Circle, right? Not just due to Circle. There's tons of protocol growth and stuff like that, but Circle has been deploying a ton of stablecoins on SEI, and that's a really big deal. SEI recently went from the Move language to EVM, so SEI is now also integrated in MetaMask. Now, this is a big deal because it's just like people are asking me, how can they get SUI? Where do they store it? Almost everybody in crypto has MetaMask. Even I have MetaMask. I don't even like it. You can see it right up here. I've got MetaMask. But oh, my window's terribly sized. Sorry about that. There you go. A little bit bigger. But this is a huge adoption capability for SEI. And it has been working because a lot of projects have seen an uptick in the amount of holders that they currently have. So it's definitely working. It's a big deal. And it's only been live for about a week. So there's much more goodness to come from this change. I said it before, when SEI made the decision to move from Move over to EVM, it was going to be a total game changer for them. It's hard to find devs that can build on Move, and nobody wants to have 500 wallets like I do. It's terrible. But like I mentioned, USDC and CCTP are live on SEI. I wanted to go pull, I think it was on here. Yeah. In the first 2 weeks, $160 million plus of USDC was minted on SEI. But this is the crazy stuff. SEI is currently the #1 EVM by monthly active wallets over Base and BNB. So it is the most active chain by active wallets out of all EVM chains, which is crazy. Also, daily active wallets are at an all-time high, and you've got 1 million plus daily active wallets and an all-time high in daily transactions. So big numbers for SEI all across the board, and they still have the huge gaming ecosystem. So over 100,000 gaming transactions a day. So big stuff for them. They're making huge moves, and they've got a lot of launches that I've had. Also, they've got the Chainlink integration that's live now. Very good stuff indeed. But Seiyan is the meme coin that has been making quite a big move recently on SEI. In the past 7 days, they're up about 26%. They've been moving pretty good. They've actually had a big uptick in holders and community engagement too. You can actually see that a bit here. So like, it's quite low back here, but look, now it's skyrocketing. Now this is a little bit weird chart because sometimes it just seems like it spikes down to 0, but that's like at resets, and then it has to, it's a little strange how the chart works, but still the engagement is much higher than it was before. But Seiyan, definitely one to keep your eyes on. When I did that SEI video, it was one that I brought up. So definitely keep your eyes on that. A lot of good things coming for the SEI ecosystem as a whole with all of this bullish stuff going on. So big fan. I'm also a big fan of Cardano. I talk about it, maybe not as much as everything else, but I am a fan of Cardano. And a lot of Cardano projects that I do really like are starting to get a lot of good love. Now, Cardano's pretty far off from all-time high. Yeah, it's pretty far off. It's $1.32 for all-time high. So it's like 40 cents away. But it's first has to break $1, right? It's basically that simple. But Cardano does have a lot of big things going on. Most notably, they recently approved a $7 million core dev budget, and they're always doing different governance things and stuff like that. Overall, ADA is good stuff. They also just recently had Rare Evo, which is majorly Cardano focused. So I know there's a lot of good stuff there too. Overall, Charles Hoskinson seems to be doing things right. You got Midnight that's launching here soon, I believe. That's going to be a big deal as well for Cardano. Hydra, I believe, is going to start to go live, Hydra's live, but there's going to be more implementation soon too. So a lot of good overall ecosystem development that is coming out of Cardano right now. But it's not just Cardano, because the meme coins have had some crazy stuff going on Cardano. Let's turn off this indicator here. SNEC is basically at an all-time high. So SNEC finally broke 400 mil market cap, right? Yeah, I think or just finally broke 300 mil. But the reason for it is because SNEC just hit 3 major exchanges. So it is the first Cardano token to hit multiple tier one exchanges. So, and on the same day at that, SNEC went live on KuCoin, Crypto.com, and the other one. It was which one was it? It's one that I've never used. HTX Global. I don't know anybody that's ever used that exchange. That's why I couldn't remember it. But still, that's a big deal for SNEC. And not only that, with all of that, they surpassed $15 million in 24-hour volume. So that's a big deal. This is just 4 hours ago. So it's looking really good. Hey, look at 420,000 holders. Oh, man, they should have botted 7,000 holders or followers quick and had 69. They could have had 69, 420. Opportunity missed. But here we've got Goofy Crisp. You know, he's talking about how it's possible to get a Cardano token listed on top exchanges when they do meet the requirements. Obviously, have to meet the requirements. But it is a big deal that a Cardano token is hitting exchanges. But yeah, tons of volume. And now he's just talking about what exchanges are looking for. Hey, how's it going, Joe's? Cornucopias on ADA is a good one. Indeed. I've actually written a couple articles on them back in like 2021. So known about them for a long time. But other than SNEC, obviously, we got to talk about Baby SNEC, because Baby SNEC did have, here's where the founder was hacked. It's basically recovered all the way up. Still over $4 million market cap, doing pretty well. A long ways off from that $12 million all-time high, though. But it will get there. I believe it will get there. And this is definitely going to help. Today, Baby SNEC went live on MEXC. Huge for MEXC, or for, well, it's huge for MEXC too, but absolutely huge for Baby SNEC. And Baby SNEC is also listed on some other exchanges too. Only one other exchange, I believe. I think it's Bitmart. And I recently saw, I think it was like 2 days ago, the founder talking about how they actually ran out of tokens. So he had to take more from his wallet and give them to them. So it shows that there's people that want to buy it, right? There's an appetite for it. You've got exchanges running out of tokens for Baby SNEC, a $4 million market cap token. And there's a ton of things going on for Baby SNEC right now. They are still mining Bitcoin and Doge, and I think Litecoin too, obviously, because if they're mining Doge. So they're generating revenue. They still have their NFTs that you generate the revenue by holding the NFT, right? But people are still buying those NFTs. I saw that one of the one-of-ones actually just got pulled a couple days ago too. So a lot of good things going on for Baby SNEC, and how the community rallied around the founder when he did get hacked. And, you know, they bought up the chart, and the founder's not going anywhere. He's staying and continuing to work. Brooksy's a great guy. It was awesome to talk to him. And I love Baby SNEC. So very bullish on that. I mean, I bought down here on this dip. You're crazy if you didn't. If you're bullish on Baby SNEC and you buy on this dip, what are you doing? Are you even a holder? Now, it's a little funny, though, because this happened at the beginning of August, 11 days ago. So there was a proposal put in to basically fund SNEC getting listed on major exchanges because Cardano is basically totally ran by governance proposals. And so in the governance proposal, they broke down like all the different reasons: 42,000 wallets holding SNEC, 2 billion ADA in all-time trading volume, basically all these different things that are the top for Cardano. Not to mention self-funded $4 million for exchange listings. That's a lot. But it didn't get passed. And Charles Hoskinson basically said that he would be okay with trying to see if they could do some sort of bond on SNEC network activities that gradually repraise the treasury and ADA with interest over a time frame. And ultimately, he said, though, he supports and likes the SNEC community, but no one's getting listing fees paid for. So that was shot down. But guess what? It doesn't matter. They got him anyways. Don't need no freaking treasury. What are you guys doing? Now, I did mention that I was going to talk about XRP. I gotta do a CAPTCHA because I'm not a person. Oh, I got to slide in. There we go. So the SEC and Ripple did indeed settle. Now, Ripple does have to pay a $125 million fine, but the lawsuit is over. And that is why Ripple has been running ever since then. That as soon as it happened, Ripple popped like 10%. And it's also the only one I didn't pull up on TradingView. So let's check it out here. Yeah, this is where I'm pretty sure this candle right here. No, it's not. Oh, it's this one right here. This large, we shut off some of this stuff so it's easier to see. This large green candle here is when the case was announced that it's over. I mean, it's been announced that it's over and like for months now, but there was no true settlement or anything like that. So there was still things like kind of lingering in the air that they had to get over before it could truly be over. But hey, it's good news for XRP. I'm not the most bullish person on XRP, but I will say it's a good hold. You know, it's a big blue chip that's good for, you know, they do payment remittance and things like that, right? I could see it getting into double digits. I'm not a believer of the triple digit XRP. Last time I did my math, I think it had to be like $1 trillion, like a multi-trillion-dollar project in order to get triple digits. So I don't see that happening, at least not for a really long time. But hey, it could. What do I know? It very well could. But outside of that, that is about all I wanted to go over. I'll check out chat, see if we want to do a little bit of Q&A. If not, though, I'll let you guys get back to your busy evening. I mean, this market, though, it's just ripping. Do we have a new Bitcoin all-time high? Hey, we got new Bitcoin all-time high. It's $123,740. So nice. Let's get out of this daily, get back to an hourly. There we go. So while I was talking, we got our new all-time high. It's fallen down though, but hey, it's still holding pretty good. Recently, a lot of times when we've gotten these all-time highs, they get rejected hard. Like it'll pop up there and then it just rejects bad. So it's nice to see that like we're slowly grinding, right? Very nice to see. Ethereum looks like it came down a bit. Yeah, 4,766. So it came down a little bit. We should have drawn a line here. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm just going to cheat. Boom. And then I can shut this off. And now we can go back to the hourly. What happened to my line? It usually stays. That's weird. Oh, well, whatever. It doesn't matter that much. Other than that, it looks like AVAX having an okay day. AVAX has been struggling bad. Yeah. I haven't been super bullish on AVAX lately. Let's see. Bamba, Crypto, Momo, Baby Doge. Yeah, I talked about Baby Doge like a week or two ago. I like Baby Doge. Momo, I feel like I've talked about before. Let's see. Yeah, definitely have talked about Momo before. Hey, having a nice good move there, up 34% today. Let's zoom way out though. Yeah. It fell hard though. It was bound to bounce sooner or later. That's a rough chart. Baby Doge. Oh, Baby Doge also took a big hit too. I actually like DGI 6930 more, but wait, is Baby Doge the one? Yeah, this is the one I've looked at this one before. But I like the DGI 6930. Yeah. It's also having a big breather too. It's coming down hard. Memes aren't doing amazing right now. Its layer ones are popping off hard. Once Bitcoin decides to cool off a little bit, that's when we're going to start to see a lot of movement into memes. That's typically how it goes. Yo, Skipping Stones. What's going on? You're welcome, Mark Anthony. Happy you enjoyed. Let's just take a look at the front page of Dex Screener here. Let's see what's moving on base. I know that Medicaid's been doing really good. I was trying to get into Gangs of Medicadia. Look at this, man. This crap's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. It's all good though. I totally get it. But man, I'm trying to get in. Come on. Well, now it doesn't want to work. I guess I can kill the connection and then it'll work. But it is so expensive to get in. It's currently 15,000 Medicaid. It's a lot. That's like, it's probably like $500. Let's just look. I don't feel like mathing, so. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's 315. I'm not even gonna say only. It's just the thing is, it's like I really do want to play this season, but I'm like super busy, so it's hard for me to justify paying hundreds of dollars for a game that I'm not gonna have tons of time to sit down and grind, and like I'll probably forget and stuff. So I had to opt out of it. But next time I will be in there for sure. What else we got? Do we have any other? This OKX token burn is crazy. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it was up 180% this morning. It's still up 127%. So look how there's currently a circulating supply of 60 million. They slashed that to 21 million, burned everything, and price skyrocketed. Arbitrum having a really good day. That makes sense. Aerodome also, man, Aerodome has just been flying. Man, it was like 900 mil market cap. And I was like, Aerodome. And now it's at 100 or 1.22 billion. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best. It's not like it was a golden time or anything. It's just, it was doing really hot. That integration with Coinbase, integrating Base into the Coinbase app has just blown Aerodome up like crazy. Like its TVL has been insane, or its volume in TVL has been insane. If we go look at it, actually. Let's see here. I'll just click in. Yeah. 620 million. I want to see, yes, volume. 879 million in volume the last 24 hours. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot. But yeah. Well, guys, that does about do it for me today. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if there's something you want me to look into next time. I will be going live again tomorrow, though, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It'll be around the same time, somewhere around 5:30, 6:30, something like that. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope you're enjoying all these gains. And if you are, smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next stream. Peace.